Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today because I'm wrapping up January and we're getting ready to go into February. So today is all about closing out the numbers for January. And the way I do that is I reconcile my paycheck 3, which is the last paycheck of my month. And I close out the budget in the budget section, the monthly budget section of my budget sheets. So if you are interested in seeing how I do that, stick with this video and I will show you how. Okay, let's get started. So this is my paycheck 3, and all I got to do is total up the numbers and put in my spending categories, and I will have this reconciled. So it won't take very long at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you in, and you're going to see as I put the numbers in and what the total is that I'm rolling over from the end of January to the 1st of February. And there's a big number rolling over because I have something very important to pay in February, so I can stay out of debt. I'm not in debt. I do use credit cards, but what I do is I pay them off within 30 days of the purchase. And I had to use my AMCO card for a large purchase for vehicle maintenance, and that is that. So we'll get into that in just a minute. So here I go. I'm going to zoom you in. I'll be right back. Okay, here's my paycheck 3, and we're going to total up all the income that came in. So fortunately in this first part I didn't get any extra income that I have to add to this balance, so I'm just going to move this balance over here, which was $4,985.91. Now I did have some changes through my expenses here, and what did change is not too far up. I did not make that donation I wanted to the Leaky Mama just yet. I'm going to do it in February when it's closer to the time of a giveaway that we're going to do. So that's exciting, and I still am planning to give that amount. I'm just going to do it later. Sinking funds, I didn't have anything come out of sinking funds, but I did put money into, as I do all the time, so that my annual expenses are covered, which is what my sinking funds are for, or long-term, not long-term, but short-term savings. Long-term and within a year of savings, I guess you could say. I've been saving for a year for my son's senior graduation and all the cap and gown and pictures and stuff that you would get for it. That's part of that. I put a little away every month for that, and that he will be a senior in September, so don't make me cry. Vivint, our home security system, love Vivint, the security system and all that, and all the features that come with it. That came out on time. Tithing came out. We were 80 cents difference. So when I put my Sprint down on my budget sheets, I'm putting what I paid the previous month. So that's what I paid in December. And then when I actually get what I am to pay in January, I put that in later. So there's always a little variance with fees or something. I don't know. I can never read those statements to figure it out, so I've just given up. As long as it's within the same amount, roughly, I kind of stick with it. Now, I have lately been budgeting myself $143 to spend on my Visa. I have a couple subscriptions that go on there, and then occasionally I'll use it to take care of something that's a few dollars, and then I pay it off. So I don't go over that, so I didn't use all of it that I allotted for myself this month, and there I paid it off. I think the only other thing other than the subscriptions I had, and I can't remember what it was, it was $15. It was the difference for a t-shirt that my son wanted that I had a gift certificate for that we ordered online, so I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't spend all of it, so I still had $6.54 left from that, and that just stays in the account. Every dollar came out as always. Verizon Fios is our internet, that doesn't change. ABC Health came out as planned, and then city utilities, I did get a bill, so I knew what I was paying for the month of January. I discovered it really wasn't due until February, but the way I have it set up, it was January. So when February rolls around at the end of the month, I will pay the $100 I normally do, and then March, when the bill comes, I'll know what the difference is. because I don't get billed every month. I get billed every other month. I just send them the money early, whatever the average is for the year. Grocery households. This is something you'll find in my weekly check-in I just posted the other day. Grocery household total spent for Paycheck 3 was $210.60. So I am over budget in that category, but I am not over budget for my entire month. So you will see that in my monthly part of this. So let's see. I gave myself $44.15. That was the max I could spend without going over budget for the month. And my budget for the month is $1,000 for grocery household. And so I went over by, let's see, $166.45. But you're going to see that I really didn't go out much this last week, and I did not use my gasoline. So those two compensated for this. So for the paycheck period, I didn't go over, but for that one category, I did go over. Restaurants, I had given myself $160.42, and I only spent, this is pretty awesome, $60.93. And so we're going to subtract that out. And that left us with $99.49 available. And miscellaneous, $137.79. Now miscellaneous, I went almost to the penny. That was hilarious. What I actually spent was $136.43. So $136.43, and it gave me $1.36. Could I have cut that any closer? I don't think so. I'm happy I stayed under and I was not red there. That is one of my categories. I stay red. Whew. So gasoline was I don't even need to do the math on that because I spent $0 in gas, and so we had $177.68 available. Okay, so I moved my pages up so I can get it better on screen for you guys. Here we go. So then I had, after miscellaneous and gasoline, I put $1,000 in my 6-month emergency fund in my savings. I didn't commit to plan to it until I got closer to the end of this budget, but as the budget got closer, I went ahead and marked it in and said, yes, I'm definitely going to make that $1,000 emergency fund deposit. And then my husband got VA education benefits, and it was weird because it came like on the 22nd of January and not the 1st of February. And I don't know if it's an adjustment or something they were doing. But anyways, I just threw it in his Jeep fund because I didn't know where else to put it. And he is currently out to sea. Well, actually, he's currently on a ship. But he did email me today that he'll be home by bedtime tonight. So, anyway, we'll see. So he should be home soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to total up our actuals here that we actually spent. We're going to subtract them from our Paycheck 3, and we're going to discover what we have left. So let's see if I can do this without making too much of a mistake, because that happens. Okay, so here we go. After totaling all this up, I came up with $3,026.69 as my total actual spent for this paycheck period. So let's mark that down here at the bottom so that I have my numbers. And then I'm going to take that number and I'm going to make it a negative on my calculator because it allows me to do that. And then I'm going to add this $4,985.91. And yay, it came out right. Sometimes when I do that, it just doesn't seem to work. So my total leftover that went from February, or from January going into February right now is $1,959.22. This is my rollover or balance forward. And so what that does is it's more than enough than what I need to cover the cost of a maintenance that we did on my vehicle. I have a Nissan Armada, and I took it in for inspection like I do every January. And the inspections are only like 20 bucks or so. But the price to replace the shocks, all 4 shocks in my vehicle, was quite a bit of money, plus the hatch on the back, the arm lift for my trunk space broke, and I had to get that fixed too. So in total it was over $1,600. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you out. Okay, now it's time to reconcile the entire month of the budget. So as I go along, every time a transaction happens, I go ahead and mark it in here, as well as my paycheck to paycheck sections of my budget planner, so that I can have an accurate numbers of what came in and what went out for the entire month, and how close was I for the month on what I had available. And it looks like I have more available than I thought I was going to have. Okay, now I'm ready. So now that I've reconciled paycheck 3 and I continued through my budget, and I keep track of everything, anything over or under, I just make note off to the side here. You don't really have to track it as a total. If you want to, you can. If you don't, it's not that big a deal, as long as you use your actual column. For me anyway, it's just whatever your budget style is. So there you go. But as my mortgage came out, I wrote down what it was and whether it was over or under. Same thing with all my other purchases throughout the month. So now I need to go in and put my total for the month and finish filling this out for my spending category, so I can have an accurate number of deposits and accurate number of spending. And before I get into my spending categories, I'm going to quickly go into and doing my deposits. So I'm going to pop these pages out, and I'm going to zoom you guys in. All right, so I have a sticky note here that has some information that I need, because I didn't want to write all messy here on the sheet. So here it is. I'm going to have it off to the side. It just says that what the actual salary was. My husband's company overpaid him, so I put that into savings, and then this was adjusted a little bit, and it was $1.87 than what we previously were getting. $125 from VA Education that came out of nowhere. This is what the balance forward from December to January was, and then we got our stimulus check for $1,800 for 3 of us in the family. So let's get into that. I'm trying to figure out, how do I really want to write all those numbers in these little boxes right here. So let's see here. Let's just kind of do a total, because I really, for future if I look back and reference all this, I really don't need them all listed out. So I'm just going to put the salary together. That was a total of $12,814.43 for the month. Whew, that's a lot. I'm not going to worry about all that. Uh-oh, I just dropped something. There we go. So now I need to come back. Now that I've got that filled out, I know how much income came in. And now we're going to look at what I actually spent in our spending categories. And I have 4 spending categories: grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline. So total spent in grocery household was $1,166.45. Restaurants, we did way lower than usual, $550.51. Miscellaneous was $548.64. And gasoline was $72.32. I still keep it at the amount that we would normally, as far as budgeting goes, spent if my husband and I were driving more frequently to work and pick up kids and going to church and going this place and that place and doing things. But right now, we're just not doing a lot of it. But I'm hoping and praying that we can get into it again soon, and we will see if that ever happens. So now I need to find out the difference. Obviously, grocery household, I was over by $166.45. As far as restaurants, $650. It's at $99 we did it earlier, so 51, yeah, $99.49. 49. It's the same amounts left over at the end of paycheck 3 will be the same ending over under for here on the entire month, because I carry a balance. I have a specific total and I carry the balance over week to week when I do my weekly check-ins. So 550 minus 454 or 548.64. And that gives me a whopping $1.36, which is awesome. And then 250 minus the 72.32. And that gives us 177.68. There we go. All right. Okay, what I need to do now is to total up all the actuals and come up with my total expenses for the month and my total income. And I could go from my paycheck to paycheck and get those numbers, but I like seeing and totaling them all up at once, straight through, to make sure I did those numbers properly. So I'm going to off camera total all these up, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So here we are, my total. See if I can get on camera where you can see it. There we go, $10,855.21. That's what we came up with. So I'm gonna write that number real quick before I lose it of what we actually spent. 21, and then what I can do here is make this negative, see if I did this right, add the $12,814.43 here. There we go. Yes, and so I am rolling over $1,959.22, which is what I wanted. So I can cover my bills for the next month, and especially the expense, $1,600 expense for AMCO, where I had vehicle maintenance done and the parts and services for that. So yeah, that is my budget. That is what cleared. That's what we had. I love these budget sheets. I sell them in my Etsy store. It's Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. They're printables, and I just absolutely love them. Now, if you're not looking for printables that are colored, like I have this on the top, you can print this in black and white, and it'll just be black and white print border at the top. So if you're just looking for something simple, it'll just gray out anything that is colored, and then you just have black and white and print. And then when you're ready for color, you can, or have a time where you can print color easier, then you can do that. So yeah, I love these budget sheets. They keep me on track. They keep me motivated. They keep me coming back and looking at something very pretty. And my month is done. I will see you guys next time. I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and see ya. Bye.